We're staying with our special coverage of the Ukraine war. Talking about the Ukraine war, as officials say Russia has again attacked a theatre sheltering civilians in the besieged city of Mariupol. You're looking at fresh, verified pictures showing the building in ruins. The city's deputy mayor says between 1,000 and 1,200 people may have been inside. The number of casualties is currently unknown. A local MP says the basement where people were sheltering withstood the attack, with rescuers working to reach the site. At least one person has died after the debris of a downed missile hit a residential apartment in the capital, Kyiv. Now, in the northern city of Chernihiv, 13 people waiting in queue for bread were reportedly killed by Russian shelling. Defense Secretary Ben Wallace says the UK will deploy the Sky Sabre missile system in Poland along with 100 troops, while Ukraine says Russia attacked a theatre and a pool facility in Mariupol where hundreds of civilians were sheltering. Moscow denies the claim. Now, Russian President Vladimir Putin says Moscow will achieve its goals in Ukraine as Kremlin slams US President Joe Biden's comments about the Russian president as unacceptable. We have more updates of the war in this report.
At a meeting with the government and heads of regions, the president, Vladimir Putin, says the West would have imposed sanctions against Russia in any case, and recalls why a special operation in Ukraine was inevitable. He also insists Russia will not give up its plans, disclosing that the country has resources not only for survival, but also for development. US President Joe Biden has called Vladimir Putin a war criminal for the first time. Until now, the administration had avoided using the phrase, including when asked directly. He made the revelation while speaking to reporters after an event at the White House.
I think he is a war criminal.
The UN International Court of Justice in The Hague has ruled that Russia must immediately suspend military operations in Ukraine. By a vote of 13-2, with Vice President of Russia and that of China dissenting, the ICJ ruled that Russia shall immediately suspend the military operations that it commenced on the 24th of February. The court's ruling, the first such verdict handed down by the World Court since the Russian invasion began, is in response to a suit filed by Ukraine on the 27th of February, accusing Russia of manipulating the concept of genocide to justify its military aggression.
For these reasons, the court indicates the following provisional measures. By 13 votes to 2, the Russian Federation shall immediately suspend the military operations that it commenced on 24 February 2022 in the territory of Ukraine. In favor, President Donoghue, Judges Tomka, Abraham, Benuna, Yusuf, Sebutinde, Bandari, Robinson.
Although the ICJ's verdicts are binding, news reports questions whether Moscow would abide by the ruling, and the court has no direct means of enforcing them.
Already, WHO has verified 89 attacks on healthcare around.
WHO's chief Tedros Ghebreyesus says the organization's priority in Ukraine remains to support health workers and the health system. He spoke to reporters in Geneva, Switzerland.
WHO's priority remains to support health workers and the health system to continue to provide care to meet immediate health needs. We have now established supply lines to many cities of Ukraine, but challenges with access remain.
Never seen this rate of attacks on healthcare. Health is becoming a target in these situations. It's becoming part of the strategy and tactics of war. It is entirely unacceptable. It is against international humanitarian law.
The Ukrainian president has addressed the German parliament for the first time, following a series of appeals Mr. Zelensky had been making to leaders. Ukraine's president addressed the Bundestag in a video call for the first time on Thursday morning before the German parliament opened. The Ukrainian president told German parliamentarians that help came too late to stop the war. Mr. Zelensky had some harsh words for the German parliament over its economic interest with Russia.
Volk Deutschlands. Ich spreche Sie an nach 3 Wochen des allumfänglichen Krieges.
With the war entering the 4th week, United States is increasing support for Ukraine as diplomatic efforts to secure a ceasefire continues.